made them look sexy. We knew that we had to put them in cutoffs, but it wasn't going to be short shorts. Again, with him, we also wanted to show him moving from being a boy into a young man. So we shortened all of his shirts. We took in his tees to reflect the fact that he had these new great biceps.
You try to maintain a coherence so that nothing seems unrealistic or bizarre, and when we go to Italy, the key is to cast it and to design it in such a way that it doesn't pop completely from the story, but it's still an integral and beautiful part of the whole thing.
At the beginning, the numbers of extras that are going to be part of our massive Italian festival scene were to be determined. It started off as 350, then it grew to 400, and then someone asked me, well, how many do you really think you can do? Well, now it's 700. We came up with a simple formula that we thought would be almost like one size fits all. We also found an interesting shape that was a little bit more foreboding. So we're doing 20 of those. My assistant took samples to Italy, and I leave on Thursday, and hopefully I will see 700 costumes ready for me.
We were basically able in pre-production to make a tour of the 10 most gorgeous hill towns of Tuscany and Lombardy.
The choice of Montepulciano as our Volterra was a sort of big discussion, and we really worked on that to get it right. When we were going around and looking at towns, I was watching which things Chris would respond to. I could see what he was thinking in symmetrical terms. He was doing the Renaissance version as opposed to the sort of kind of used up realm of Gothic vampires. With the details on the interior of the hall, we ripped off shamelessly from quite known examples of Tuscan architecture. There's a lot of green and white marble used in various Tuscan cathedrals. The story posited an endless corridor, and because we now have CG technology and can actually create endless corridors without a lot of effort, I was intrigued by the idea of doing it within real architecture, where there's no question that there's actually architecture that the actors are moving through, so that where you begin, you cannot see the end.
The key point that Chris wanted to impart was that the Volturi were very elegant. In the 21st century, we tried to make them as dark as possible, with the character Aro being the darkest of all because he has the most power. In the 1790s, I did the reverse, and I tried to make Aro the lightest of possible so that we could then see him at the top point of that triangular color palette.
The idea of inscribing Latin in the hall was something that came from Chris. He just loves the idea of languages. So there were a few specific Latin sayings that he came up with and wanted